This is the review of the 2015 Dodge Ram Promaster City with a 2.4 liter Tiger Shark engine with a 9-speed automatic. That is an unbelievable mouthful. This truck is sort of like designed to be for the guy who's a technician on the road but still needs to use his truck on the weekends fast to drag his family around sometimes in a pinch. This is pretty much it. It looks very utilitarian and it looks very boxy, which means it isn't sexy. However, it does have the advantages of its appearance on the inside. The interior packaging is really awesome. Very quickly, there's a lot of road noise in this vehicle. There's a little bit of vibration and harshness. That's to be expected. The sound system isn't that great. That's to be expected. The interior is very basic. That's to be expected. Fuel economy is 8 on the highway, 12 in the city, to be expected. And now what I did was I looked at the interior, and we're going to look at it from different angles to show you, like, because this is really what this truck is about, so I focused more on the rear. Here, this is me going in. Lots of room here, huh? You could fit a giant TV. I think you could even fit like a small fridge. You can also fold the seats like that if you want. No problemo. That works. Another solution is you can fold the seats upwards. You can take the seats and then fold them upwards, and it gives you a lot more room. Here, if you can see it like that, it gives you a whole lot of room. And it's flexible. You can carry 3 people and have your seat like that, or vice versa. So pretty practical. You can see the instructions on how to fold the seat on the side of the seat. I mean, it was super easy. I got it on the first try. I think this is the cheapest one amongst its competitors, and really this thing goes for 25 to 30,000. It seats 2 regular adults, but not big adults in back. I mean, they can't really do it for less money than that, or unless Dodge finds cows that can shit metal. I mean, 25,000 is as low as you can go for a vehicle like this. I mean, there's a lot of metal on this truck. The interior is super cheap, but that's to be expected with this kind of vehicle. It feels though super durable. I mean, those hard plastics looks like you could put a knife in them and you wouldn't be able to cut through them. So at least there's that. The interior layout is very basic. What you come to expect from these trucks. The advantage of having it that basic means that everything is easy to access. The control weights are very soft, and this thing does not turn on a dime. You take curves nice and slow, just because the suspension doesn't like it. However, the suspension is pretty comfortable. I mean, it was pretty easy on big bumps. So here's the drive. This is the drive of the 2015 Ram Promaster City. That's another mouthful of a title. I'm not really familiar with this type of vehicle. The only ones I've really driven were the Econolines of my uncle, whose business was to repair fridges, air conditioners, things like that. So for what it's worth, I'm still going to tell you what I think about this truck, but I think you should take it with a grain of salt. You saw in the overview how spacious it was. You can look at the specs to see if it meets your needs. They put rear seats in that. I think it's supposed to double as a family hauler, though I really don't think that should be your primary purpose. I mean, if you're going to really be hauling family, you should be buying a crossover or an SUV. The seats in back are a little bit limited, but you can fit children there and regular sized adults. Anybody over 6 feet, forget it. The interior is hard plastics everywhere. That's to be expected for a truck of this price. I mean, I'm not complaining. Has a nice air conditioning system. It runs well. The dials are almost unreadable, but that's like all the vehicles in this class. It does have a rear backup camera, which is very useful. And when there's no stuff in the back, the visibility is actually quite good. So the fuel economy is 12 in the city, 8 on the highway, which roughly translates 21.29 US. And the starting price is about what, Ross?
25,000.
25,000. So the starting price is about 25,000. It feels like 25,000. Doesn't feel like 20,000. Doesn't feel like 35,000. It feels like 25,000 in this truck. The road noise is noticeable on the highway, but again, that's to be expected when your truck is in the shape of a box. The transmission is a 9-speed. The engine is a 4-cylinder. The power, like in the real world, out on the road, on the kickdown, even though this thing has 9 gears, it doesn't really shift fast and it doesn't really go fast. However, you can haul 2,000 pounds. You can tow 2,000 pounds, or you can carry 2,000 pounds in the back, which is fine. Would you like to hear a kickdown? I'm telling you, it's really funny because the engine shifts after about 1.5 seconds or 2 seconds, and then because it's a 9-speed, it always stays between 5,000 and 6,000 RPM. It's always shifting, so it makes quite a cute racket. We didn't get much speed there just now. So just to do another test, to give you an example, because I know my uncle who owns trucks like these, is very important for him. Let's do the kickdown, okay? Now I'm doing about 85. I'm going to kick down right now. Press now. Now it just came on, and now I'm at 100. So it gives you an idea of how much it accelerates. This is 2 guys, no load in back. So the more you put in this truck, obviously the slower it's going to go. But that's to be expected from this type of vehicle. I think that the ride position is pretty good. You're not too high up, but you're not. I think you're more car level than big SUV level or big Econoline level. This is so much easier to drive than the Econoline. I mean, it's just so much easier to drive. I mean, the visibility is great. The rear view mirrors capture everything. I mean, can't complain. Can't complain. Ross was saying that this is perfect for a plumber or a carpenter or an electrician or Canada Post or Videotron or Bell Canada Tech. It's a perfect vehicle for them, and I have to agree, it gets the job done. I mean, there's plenty of room in back. So I really don't have much more to say about this vehicle. I'm not going to render an opinion on it because, quite frankly, I haven't driven any of its competitors, like the Transit of Ford or things like that. I've never driven any. I've only driven Econolines all my life, and this is much easier to drive than an Econoline, much cheaper, and much less carrying capacity. So, as the old saying goes, you get what you pay for.